on the Zoom channel as well. Today's date is August 8th, 2022. In Dickens County, Texas, I call cause number 4640 in the interest of the Reese children. What says the state?
Present and ready, Your Honor.
All right. Present in person is Ashley Carruthers, and she's represented by her attorney Isaiah Solorzano. Are you ready, sir?
Present, ready, Your Honor.
Also present by telephone is Reagan Reese. Are you ready, Mr. Reese?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Mr. Hawkins, how do you want to proceed? Are you prepared to call your first witness?
The state would like to offer the updated pay record as Exhibit 1 first.
Right. Admitted as state's number 1.
And then the state would like to call Miss Carruthers. I'm sorry, I don't have any of the names in front of me now.
Okay. Well, let me get that up here while you're out here, Miss Carruthers. There we go. All right, Miss Carruthers, would you raise your right hand, please? You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. And you just need to speak up a little bit. All right, Mr. Hawkins, questions for Miss Carruthers.
All right, Miss Carruthers, you are the mother of Haley and Peyton, correct?
Yes, sir.
And how old is Haley?
20.
So when did she graduate from high school?
May of 2021.
Okay. How were both of the children covered as far as insurance goes?
Mr. Reese has them on his medical dental. I don't know if he has them on vision. And then I also have just Peyton on medical or dental and vision.
Okay. Where is Peyton staying right now?
With his dad.
How long has he been there?
He moved back in July of 21.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I missed that. He's where? How long has he been with his dad?
Since July of 2021.
Thank you.
Well, he was here before that too, ma'am.
Sir, we'll give you a chance to speak too. Don't worry.
You'll get a turn in just a minute, Mr. Reese.
Have you provided Mr. Reese any payments for child support while the children were with him?
No, sir.
None at all?
No, I just provided the children with what they needed.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Solorzano, questions for Ms. Carruthers?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Carruthers, you didn't provide any child support payments because you weren't ordered to give any. Is that correct?
Correct.
But you did send back some of the support that you received from Mr. Reese. Isn't that true?
Yes.
In September 10th, 2021, you sent back to him via his wife, Julie Reese, $627. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Also, October 14 of 2021, you sent back to him $592 in support. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And then also November 8th of 2021, you sent back to him $627. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
Now, on occasion, you'd also, again, through his wife, send, and I just want to talk about Peyton right now. Peyton, you would send him like gas money, et cetera, whenever he needed extra cash. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And I know, don't tell me what Peyton told you because that's hearsay, but after, would you have conversations with Peyton after you'd send money his direction? Yes or no?
that again?
After sending money, additional monies, for gas money or whatever else he needed, would you have conversations with Peyton about sending that money through either his dad or his stepmom? Yes or no?
Yes.
And after having those conversations, did you believe that either his stepmom or his father would give him the money that you sent that direction?
Yes.
Okay. So as far as actual support ordered out of your paycheck, that's what you mean. No, you never gave him any, but you returned money that he had. Is that true?
Yes.
And did you also at some point call in to the Attorney General and request that payments stop being taken out of Mr. Reese's check?
Yes.
Did that happen on or about November of 2018?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's back up even more, Ms. Carruthers. Since the last order entered in this court, did your kids go and live one school year in Plainview?
Both children or just one?
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you about Peyton. Let's just talk about Peyton since he's the only one right now. Okay. Did Peyton do his freshman year with you?
No.
Where did he do his freshman year?
With his father.
Okay. Now let's talk about his sophomore year. Where did he do that sophomore year?
With me.
Okay. So his 3 years ago and 4 years ago has kind of already, 3 years ago and 2 years ago is kind of already balanced out in your mind. Is that correct, Ms. Carruthers?
Yes.
Just regard Peyton, correct?
I'm sorry, where was he sophomore year?
Ms. Carruthers, you should answer that.
Oh, he was with me.
Okay.
Okay.
So he
And
was his dad for one school year?
Yes, his freshman year.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Solorzano.
thank you, Judge. And so 3 years ago, he was with his dad. 2 years ago, he was with you. Now, the last school year, where was Peyton?
With his dad.
Okay. And he moved over there about summer visitation 2021. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means August, according to your order, you were supposed to get him back in your household August of 2021. Is that true, Ms. Carruthers?
Yes, sir.
But he never came back in August of 2021 and instead did his junior year in Plainview with his father. Is that true?
Yes.
So are you asking this court to basically balance out his freshman and sophomore year, because 1 year with you, 1 year with dad, correct?
Yes.
And asking this court to give Mr. Reese possession credits for Peyton from August 2021 until the present time. Is that right?
Yes.
And you also want this court to note the 3 payments that you sent to Mr. Carruthers, 2 payments of $627 and another payment of $592 that you returned to him. To take that into consideration, that possession credit has already been returned to him, correct?
Yes.
All right. And that even included some arrears. Isn't that true?
Yes.
All right. Says that. So it's your request that regarding Peyton, that the court give Mr. Reese possession credit from August 2021 to the present time and return, since you're giving him those possession credits, you're asking that $1,846 be credited back to you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I think I said that incorrect. What I meant to say was $1,846. If I said that incorrect, that's what I meant to say. But that's the amount, correct, Ms. Carruthers?
Yes, 1846.
Okay. Now, let's talk about Haley. She emancipated last year in 2021, correct?
Yes.
And so the last payment for Haley should have been June of 2021. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about the year June 2020 to June 2021. Where was Haley living?
Say those dates again?
Yes, ma'am. So, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible, Ms. Carruthers. So let me ask you this. Her senior year, where did Haley live?
With her dad.
Her junior year, where did she live?
Her dad.
And then her sophomore year, where did she live?
With her dad.
Prior to that, she lived with you, correct?
Yes.
All right. So again, those
With her dad in August of 18.
In August 18, she was with me.
When did she move in with her dad?
October 18th of 2018.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So again, Ms. Carruthers, you just want the judge to apply whatever ordinary possession credit should be applicable during that time period. Is that correct, Ms. Carruthers?
Yes.
So you're not asking for anything extra or anything less regarding Haley. Is that right?
That's right.
And that's with the exception of the 3 payments that you returned to him, because a portion of that was actually what he owed for Haley. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, after Haley's emancipation, did it become necessary for you to get dental insurance on Peyton?
Yes.
When did you get dental on him?
In 2020 enrollment, which is August of 2020.
Okay. And now you're getting taken out of your check for just Peyton's portion. You were getting taken out of your check about $52.30 for dental. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you get paid bi-weekly. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So that means 26 pay periods a year. So when you work it out and then divide it back down to 12, that ends up being $113.32 that you've been paying for dental on Peyton since August of 2020. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's once we do a monthly calculation, right?
Yes.
Okay. And have you ever received any of that reimbursement from Mr. Reese?
No, sir.
And but Peyton has enjoyed having that dental coverage. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in fact, now Peyton is having to get braces. Is that accurate?
He has them, yes.
Braces are going to be $5,200. Is that what you recall?
Yes, sir.
I mean, insurance is covering $3,000. Is that right?
Yes.
So you're going to be out of pocket $2,200, on the orthodontist bill. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, has Mr. Reese ever paid any of that $2,200?
No, sir.
Is that amount still outstanding, or has it been paid to the orthodontist?
It is on monthly payments.
And the monthly payment is $81 a month. Is that right?
No, sir. It's 150.
I'm sorry.
It's 150.
Let me make that correction. Okay. And now, have you in the past sent Mr. Reese all the payments that you've made for Hayden while he's been living with Dad
No, sir.
for medical expenses?
No, sir. I did it once.
Okay. The times that you've asked, has he ever paid you?
No, sir.
Or did you? And that doesn't mean that that Peyton didn't get the medical care, but he's just never paid you. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. Are you asking the court to order a medical reimbursement for Peyton's glasses from April 16th of 2021 while he was in possession of Mr. Reese in the amount of 50% of $453 that you paid for his eyeglasses, correct?
Yes.
Now you've got Peyton has gotten, I guess he got hurt a couple times. And did you ask Mr. Reese to pay for a medical reimbursement of $11.80 from April of 2021?
No.
But that was still yet an expense that you incurred for Peyton. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was at Lubbock Diagnostic Radiology, right?
Yes, sir.
You asking the court to take that and give you a credit or a medical arrearage for that.
Yes.
Okay. Also, February 15th, 2021, there's another bill for Peyton in the amount of $18.43. Are you asking the court to get you credit for that for another medical incurrence for Peyton?
Yes.
All right. Finally, you've sent several payments out to Covenant Medical Group while Peyton's been in custody of Mr. Reese. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall how many times that you've had to go and make his copay payment?
I have 3.
I'm sorry, Ms. Carruthers, I didn't hear that.
I have 3 copay payments.
You say 3 or 30?
3.
And how many? How much were those?
$25 a piece.
Are you asking the court to take that into consideration today as well?
Yes, sir.
What's the total of those 3 bills?
$75.
75?
Yes, ma'am.
So his portion would be half of that. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And now, Ms. Carruthers, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. Was there any other payments in this timeline for Haley that never got reimbursed? I don't show that I have any.
No, sir.
And then regarding Peyton during this timeline, these are the only ones that we know of. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then just very briefly, do you know if, do you know what the current balance is on the orthodontist?
I don't.
Okay. And then one kind of question on follow up on that. Is it possible if certain things happen that bill could actually go up?
No, sir.
So it's a flat for sure, 2,200. You guys won't owe anything else on that. Is that correct?
Correct.
So would it be fair in your mind, Ms. Carruthers, that this court order that you continue making the payments, but in the inverse, order what's called lump sum support for that bill, so long as you're the only one that has to pay that orthodontic bill going forward? Basically, Ms. Carruthers, that's a really complicated question to say. If he ordered to pay $1,100, now you'll be in charge of paying it moving forward.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe ordering these payments, these arrears payments and these credits would be in the children's best interest?
Yes, sir.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Reese, do you have any questions you want to ask her? If you do, they just need to be in the form of a question.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I do have one very one. When Peyton lived back his sophomore year, did you receive child support from me?
No. No.
Oh, yes, you did.
Sir, no commentary. It's questions only.
Okay. Sorry, ma'am.
Can I say something?
No, ma'am, you may not. You've already answered the question. Anything further? Redirect?
Not for her, ma'am, no.
Mr. Hawkins, redirect?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Solorzano?
Yes, Your Honor. Just to kind of clarify, Ms. Carruthers, there was some support that was exchanged in 2018, correct?
Yes.
But you put a stop to it as soon as practicable, and that was on or before November of 2018. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so there was some exchange of support, but you stopped it
Yes.
and you returned additional support, correct? Those Facebook monies that you sent those back, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does that, regarding that sophomore year, that clarifies what you actually received, correct?
No.
Is there something else that you'd like to tell the court about, Ms. Carruthers?
Sorry, the dates are really confusing. In 2018, I stopped child support in November. When Peyton moved back in 2020, September 18th of 2020, child support reinstated. As soon as he left, when he decided not to come home in July 2021, child support was stopped again.
And so again, Ms. Carruthers, that's why I made it very clear to the court that you want possession credits from August 2021 to the present, correct?
Yes.
Because everything else has already been accounted for, correct, Ms. Carruthers?
Yes.
All right. And then finally, Ms. Carruthers, not only has it all been accounted for, but you even returned $1,846, correct?
Yes.
And that's why you're asking for that money back, because that actually overlaps the possession credits, correct? And just to make it clear, Ms. Carruthers, you sent money back in September of 2021 after you had already stopped support, but the money was still coming back, correct?
Yes.
You did September, October, November, correct?
Yes.
And since we're asking for the court to give them possession credits from August to the present, that's why that money should be returned back to you, because you actually already gave it back, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Judge, those dates are really weird. So pass the witness.
All right, you may call your next witness, Mr. Hawkins.
The state would like to call Mr. Reese.
Mr. Reese, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Hawkins.
All right, Mr. Reese, you are the father of Haley and Peyton, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Where are you working at right now, Mr. Reese?
The Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Are you paid hourly or salary? Salary there.
Salary.
How much do you make?
I'll get a check stub here. My gross is $3,912.17.
3-9, go ahead.
Pardon, ma'am?
Your gross, 3,900 what?
$12.17.
Thank you.
That's monthly?
That's monthly. That's my gross pay, yes.
All right. And we heard earlier that you have insurance on the children.
I do.
Is that through your employer?
Yes, sir.
How much is it?
Where'd my paper go? Hold on. Where'd it go? Sure. $239.70.
And is that for medical, dental, vision? Is that all of them together or?
No, sir, that's just the medical. The dental is $20 monthly. 20.7 or $20.72 monthly.
And do you have both children on your dental plan?
I do.
Okay. How long we'll go with Peyton first. How long has Peyton been staying with you?
He originally moved in October 18th of 2018. And he stayed with us until he moved out October 20th of 2020 with his mother. And he moved back in June of 2021 until current.
Until when?
Until current. He's still here, ma'am.
Okay.
Now, what about Haley?
She moved in as well October 18th, 2018, and is still here currently. But once again, she graduated high school in May of 2021.
All right. State passes the witness.
Mr. Solorzano, questions of this witness?
No questions.
Mr. Reese, do you have anything you want to add that hasn't come up with the question?
Yes, ma'am. Whenever they said that those years should cross out, it shouldn't, because I paid her the time that Peyton was with her. Therefore, those years should not just coexist together, because I've been out, I've gotten $0 from her except for my money returned. And anytime the children are with her, she's been fully paid.
I'm sorry, tell me what your rationale is for the money zeroing out.
Well, I've had $0 from her period, except for money returned back to me that was my money to begin with. Child support that she would just send back to me that was my money paid to her. And so those years that she says wash out should not wash out, because I paid when Peyton went back his sophomore year, she received child support.
Okay. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
So Peyton is living with you right now?
Yes, ma'am. He is currently with me.
And what year is he in school?
He's a senior this year.
In this upcoming school year. So he's got one more year?
This is his last and final year when he starts the 16th. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, anything else? Closing. Go ahead, Mr. Reese.
I was gonna say I don't have anything further, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Hawkins, closing.
Your Honor, the state only requests that proper support be set and the arrears be taken care of.
Okay. And why would you request child support be set, Mr. Hawkins?
We're requesting it be properly set, whether that be zero, that is proper. That is what we're requesting.
All right, Mr. Solorzano, what are you requesting?
Judge, we request basically possession credits be awarded as what would have been the previous order, Judge. We don't get credit. We don't give credit to parents when children, the possessory parent has them during summer visitation, Judge. In essence, that's what we're looking at here, summer visitation that just never came back so we're requesting August 2021 moving forward, Judge. We do contend the other 2 years balance out. They square out 1 year with one parent, 1 year with the other parent. So those just square out as far as possession credits go, Judge. So we're requesting that Mr. Reese be granted the possession credits for August 2021 moving forward. In addition, Judge, what was proved up, uncontroverted testimony, unchallenged testimony of out-of-pocket medical expenses and or dental expenses as per Texas code, that Mr. Reese be ordered to pay 50% of those, Judge. We request the court take judicial notice of the pleadings that were filed by the state in this case, and take into consideration state's exhibit 1 that was entered without objection today, Judge, and that those arrears, possession credits for child support be properly applied. And then secondarily, Judge, for medical that's owed in arrears, those medical arrears be adjusted accordingly to the payments that Ms. Carruthers has paid and moving forward. If that ends up being zero, then so be it, Judge. But we do believe that equity here should apply, and those possession credits should be afforded to Mr. Reese as applicable under Texas state law. Finally, Judge, moving forward, correct support here because of no open pleadings from either party. Moving forward, it should be set at zero. So we're requesting the court enter report move forward at zero in this order. Nothing further, Judge.
All right, Mr. Reese, a question for you. When did you have children on your insurance with the TDC JAG?
I've had them on there for nearly 18 years. Could you hear me, ma'am?
Ms. Carruthers, have these medical bills and dental bills and orthodontist bills been submitted to his insurance carrier?
I file both insurances. So I don't know what his takes care of, and of course I know what mine takes care of, but I don't know what they've gotten from his.
You file them with your insurance carrier?
Well, like whenever I go take him to the doctor I use his dad's insurance. And then whatever's left is out of my own pocket. And then with the dental, his dental insurance didn't provide as much coverage as mine did, so I used mine.
Do your insurance carriers know there is a second policy in effect?
Yes.
No,
Mr. Reese, do yours know?
I would assume they probably don't.
And why is that?
Well, she didn't file on it.
Does she have a card for her to use for dental expenses?
She should, ma'am.
Do you have a card, Ms. Carruthers?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Have you notified the providers that there are 2 insurance policies for dental coverage?
Yes.
When did you do that?
Whenever I take them, I tell them that they have both insurance.
About when was that?
Well, I got the double insurance in 2020, whenever he came back with me.
Does Mr. Reese have a card to claim on your dental insurance for the kid, for Peyton?
I don't believe he does,
Why doesn't he have a card?
because I only get 2.
Well, you go get another one and get one to him. If you have 2 insurance carriers, both of you, both insurance companies need to know about the other one. You, in your possession, need to have cards for all of the insurance policies that cover these children.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you put them in the mail and you go to HR and you get an extra card and you send it to the other parent. That will help avoid some of this confusion. If they don't know that there's another policy out there, they can't bill it. Okay. I'm going to need some time to study this. What time can you all come back tomorrow? Or better yet, I'm going to send a letter ruling. I'm going to put my ruling into a letter form and send a copy to Mr. Hawkins and one to Mr. Solorzano and one to you, Mr. Reese. Mr. Reese, I need an address for you.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Judge, before we give the address, does the court want to get off the YouTube?
Pardon?
Before we give the address, does the court want to get off the
Thank you for the
YouTube?
reminder. Yes, let me go ahead and tell you, I'm going to take this under advisement. I will probably get a letter to you later this week. I'm thinking tomorrow, if not certainly by Wednesday or Thursday. Ms. Carruthers, stay in touch with Mr. Solorzano. He'll probably call you as soon as he gets that ruling. Once you each have a copy of my letter in your hands, you have 3 business days to file for a new hearing. Because I'm an associate judge, this is a unique right that you have. If you file for a new hearing within the 3 business days, you get a new hearing in front of the district judge, and he would start over and make his own decision. He's not bound by anything I do. If nobody files for a new hearing, then my order starts to become final, okay? And Mr. Hawkins is going to put it into an order form and then I will sign it and we'll get it sent out again and filed with the district clerk. Questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let me turn off, thank you, Mr. Solizano. Let me turn off the recordings